you doing? This is Harold out here getting ready to do a little work here, and figured pop in here and look at that one browning up. Show you some of my plants and show you what I'm doing out here that I think might be making a difference. That's my Moruga. Looks like I got some chocolate ones in there, but they might turn. This big boy right here, this is my Trinidad Scorpion Butch Tea, one of them. I should say one of my Moruga scorpions. But what do I got going over here? I got a little compost tea with some worm castings in there, and those worm castings are coming from my worm bins. And I say bins because after acquiring two more fully functional established worm colonies today, now I have 4 bins operating, just so I can keep up with my compost tea and my worm castings. Because you know what, I can make premium worm castings, and all it takes is adding the right supplements to it. So see that big tall fool right here? This big tall thing is my cayenne pepper. This one here is my dragon Thai. And up here I got some little fellas going to town. Looks like something been all over them. But these little fellas over here, I've got some kraken scorpions and some nagla beasts that are doing real well. So yeah, they're doing pretty good. Looks like I might have put a little too much newts in there, because these boogers here had some leaf drop, which usually is an indication. So anyway, this one here, this is one of my other Butch teas right here. And I mean, it's got a stand right down here, but I mean, still, they're big. This big boy right here, this one here is my, give you an idea how tall it is. All the way up there, down to there. This one's probably 3.5, 4 feet tall. And this is my jigsaw, my gourmet jigsaw. Look at this thing, man. Pods all over this joker. Look at that. This thing is loaded up. Tomatoes in the background, all loaded up. And so, oh, there's my zucchini squash. I got some of those things going on in there. And overgrowth. Some tomatoes that are ready. Oh, this one's a super chili, one of my milds. And here I got my giant red ricotta, and it's got some pods on it, as you can see right there. Got some pods kicking up. And look at how tall it is, though. You can see the top of that thing. Yeah, this thing is, it's a foot off the ground right there, but it's over my head about a foot, so that'll give you an idea. And here we got this is one of my my other apocalypse scorpion I got going on right here. It's just a habanero plant I'm just joking around with, and one of my Carolina Reaper plants. So where we're gonna go now is I'm gonna show you a little. This is where I just acquired some of my new worm bins, and back here I got some of my other veggies, some beans and some mint and all kinds of stuff. But I'm getting ready to feed these. I just picked these up today. And this bin has just been emptied, but I've been putting some food scraps in it, and I'm getting ready to load it up. So what I got here is some wetted down paper, some newspaper and whatnot. You can see that there. And yeah, I got some broccoli down there I'm going to give them. That's some hummus. And then in here I got my coffee grounds. All of that I'm going to be putting in here. And here I got one bin right here. This is just a big old 15-20 gallon container. It's got some holes drilled in it. And this bad dog here is full of worm castings, compost. So yeah, figured I'd just show you guys real quick what I'm doing back here. And this is one of the things I think is one of the reasons that I'm growing so well this year. So getting ready to feed these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of these coffee grounds in here. You can see this. I'm going to dump some in there, and there's some banana peels and whatnot in there. I'm going to dump that in there, give them a little bit of that because worms love it. And I'm going to put some of this wetted down paper in there. Give them something to eat. Take a little bit of this hummus right here. A little bit of that in there. This is natural organic hummus. Trees been ground, you know, just decaying trees over years and years, but harvested. So I'm gonna put a scoop of that in there. And then and I add a little bit more of this broccoli in there. This is just some leftover. It was in our compost, so I'm going to compost it. And I'm going to put it in the corners. Here, I'll show you real quick. So what I'm going to do here is you can see it in the corners there, and that's so that these things will reach out and do more, and will eat more. So I'm just putting it in the corners like that. Put this broccoli in there, and they'll dig it. They'll really get into it. So give them something to chew on in there. And these compost bins, these are actually well made, better made than I was going to do. So yeah, I got the two bins that the fellow was moving. Look at this. I got vents. Got these 3 vents on the top. It goes right over there. And then down on the bottom, you can see there it's got some of the worm droppings down there. And it's got the PVC pipes that keep this off the ground. And that's so it doesn't come down and sit in that moisture. So I'm gonna come in and put that in here. And also, I didn't show you on the sides here, there's vents on the side for the worms to so they get that air coming in and without allowing bugs in there. So it keeps it virtually bug free in my worm bins. So I added a little bit of everything there, so now I'm going to add a little more paper, and then I'll show you. I've got one. I'm fortunate enough to get it from this fella, and they're already, one of them's ready to harvest worm castings in, so I'll be doing that here pretty soon. But I'm just loading this one up, and I'll probably load this other one up a little bit. So do that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this pizza box here, put it over the top of it. You can see there, I just put it over the top of it. I'm going to wet this box down like that. Just give it a little moisture in there. And let that joker go. Let it start building up. Now that it's going, and I'll show you real quick here. Look at that. That's my worm compost, got eggs in it. And that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab some more of my eggs. And these are the bins I just had purchased, and look at that. Just loaded up with worms. Look at that. Look at that. Got eggs in it, but I'll harvest. I'm able to harvest out of that. And then restart that one here real soon. So what I'm going to do is come over here, get the top off of this one. And this one's still working, but I turned it up just a minute ago, and look at it, get these big old lunker worms in here, and they're down there getting fat and just going to town. So yeah, we'll give them a little food and get those guys harvesting on that pile too. And the big bin that I showed you earlier is pretty much, that was pretty, well, I'm gonna give these guys a few pieces of goodness to chew on. And then I'll go ahead and put some over here so that these little fellas can get some. Put it in the four corners like that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and put some of these paper over the top of it. A little bit like that. Put some over here for these guys. And get all that into there. I'll feed these fellas a little bit of hummus that I've been feeding them already, so I've got hummus working in my soil right now. And I'll come back out. I've got some eggshells. I'm gonna put some coffee grounds in there too, because I haven't gotten any. Make some there. Just because I know my boys over here are gonna want it. Put some over there for them. So yeah, we'll mix it all up now. All right, this one's gonna go down, back down. And I'll tell you what, that's one thing I've been doing a lot of this year is, you guys have noticed my compost teas and my new venture here with my worms. A little moisture. And that's about it. And I just figured I'd show you, there's more to it, and these are one of my fertilizers I'm using now is in these worm castings. Again, those vents are on top and on the side. You can see them, eggshells in there, the whole 9 yards. So I'm gonna close this one up, move it out so we can put them together. There you have it. So as you can see, 1 bin, 2 bin, 3 bin, 4 bins of worm castings going here, and I'm adding that into every time I make compost tea. That's what's in my bag that I'm putting into there that you seen earlier on that compost tea maker. So, all right, well, I figured I'd just show you guys what's going on around here, and this is Harold. I'm out of here.